The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent, such as We Mixed It, LLC, or Sounds Awesome, respectively. On that note, welcome to Thank the Light, the Wheel of Time podcast. We are your true source, the purest light, your companion cast, a warder, if you will, for this journey through all things Wheel of Time. I am Desmond McNeese. I will be your pod mistress, and these are my wolf brothers. All right, first things first. How do I sound?
Good.
Do I sound
all right?
Me? All right.
Yeah, you sound great. Sound
okay.
Really good. Actually, better than you've sounded in a while.
Well, I got the good mic set up. I put I set up the Yeti because it's a no-brainer. But you know what? This is my profession, and I was filling out job applications, and I found myself saying like, hey, if you want to check out my work, don't listen to the last 10 episodes of Thank the Light.
It sounded bad. I've been listening to it. It doesn't sound that bad. You sound much better this time, no doubt.
Oh yeah. This microphone is tasty.
And just really quick. Am I the Karakarn? Can you see the dragons?
What is going on there? Are those?
I wear compression sleeves on my right arm all the time because my elbow that I broke and then fucked up at like a, parents kids football game. It'll like come off of my elbow and like my elbow will just lock up. But if I wear these, it doesn't happen. So I got a golden dragon one for there.
Awesome.
I think the head is like right there. So yeah.
Oh.
Not quite as cool as Rand's golden ones with the turquoise eyes, but still pretty cool.
You know what? You're not the Dragon Reborn. You're just an Dragon Reborn.
I'm just a Karakarn. I'm not.
Well, here since we're showing up. Here's what I got going on here.
Let's go.
So everyone, I was just showing off my McNeese State Cowboys T-shirt because my last name is McNeese. So,
is it a soccer? Am I seeing that it's a soccer jersey for the school? Is that like the only one you could find? You couldn't basketball jersey or something?
No,
like, fuck it. I want this one.
Well, I'm thinking about starting to play soccer, so I was like, well, I kind of want a soccer jersey, so when I play soccer, I can rock it. And like soccer jerseys are just nice T-shirts. Like I just, I have jerseys
that's true
because I think jerseys are cool, but you're not just gonna fucking wear
I like hockey jerseys because they're like a half a hoodie.
Did I tell you? Have you heard of this show? Have you heard of this the game show called The Floor? It's a really fun game show. It's Rob Lowe is the guy, is the host, and it's really fun. But this season, fucking Brian O'Halloran is one of the contenders. I'm not
Dante?
even. Yeah. Dante.
Yes.
And it was so awesome because the way
I'm not even supposed to be at this game show today.
The way the game show works, like you don't meet because it starts with 100 people. So like a lot of times you won't talk to people for 3 or 4 episodes. So like the first 2 episodes, I'm like, is that fucking Don? And he's rocking what made me think of it is he's rocking a hockey jersey.
Love it.
But he's killing it. Because there's
so
the big grand prize that everyone's working towards. But every night, if you amass a certain amount of wins, you get 20 grand. And he's been the daily leader for 3 nights now. So he's And it's funny, some people are all pissed off. They're like, he's a movie star. He doesn't need to be here. It's like, he's been in 3 Kevin Smith movies. He's not rich. Oh, I lost you. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself because I'm dumb. I'm trying to like, I'm such a Tourette's allergic fuck. I just catch how much I like right before I want to talk. A lot of times I'm like, like I'm fucking a politician or something, and I'm just trying to like just every time I feel the need to, I'm just gonna like, okay.
You need to get a I'll have to see if I can get you a lot of, you can get like a cord or something that has a cough button on it. And like,
that'd be dope.
Or I wonder if you might.
I mean, I do it so unconsciously, dude, because it's something my dad did. Also, always has. So I don't know, man. And like, I'm just allergic to my dogs and.
Well, it's funny too. Like, it's so funny. I'll find myself watching movies, and I'm like, yeah, people just sniff a lot. It's just kind of a human thing.
Yeah, I think it's like kind of like a kind of a Tourette's kind of nervous response, especially for me. It's like, it's like ADHD. I'm gonna gather my thoughts really quick, and it gives me a pause button almost for like a conversation. So
yeah, it's like, well, I don't want to say again, so I guess I'll just snort.
Damn it! Yeah, and I didn't finish my joke. I was gonna say, am I the car Karn?
Oh,
and like Moraine says, sometimes.
Oh,
also, this episode brought to you by Intuit Tax, because I had to double up on every commercial break for Intuit Tax. So way to go. You know who I won't be using for my taxes? Intuit Tax. Go fuck yourselves.
I forgot. I finally started giving Jeff Bezos $3 more a month. Like,
fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah. Like, you got me. Like, that's how they get you. Yep. They got me. Like, whatever. Yeah, I had totally forgotten about it. It's one of those things too. Like, it's so funny because Kelly will be like, this will be the episode Kelly listens to. Like, if I talk to Kelly about like, hey, should we spend? She's like, no, like it's $3. I know it's not much, but it's still $3, and we're a family and we need that money. But
then still $36 a year.
Yeah, but if I just do it, she's so happy that I just did.
Spend more than that. I spend 3 times that a week on alcohol. I'm just disgusted with myself. So,
dude, when
I hope you're happy, mom and dad. I'm just kidding.
I quit doing nicotine right before I got a gym membership, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Can I afford a gym membership? Like, is this money well spent? Blah blah blah. I'm like, you know what? If I stay off the nicotine and get a gym membership, I'm still saving my family $200 a year.
I mean, it's hard to argue with, I don't think in terms like that. I think I could die tomorrow, so I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah.
It's great financially.
That's why you got to go to the gym, man. You got to go to the gym and believe you're going to be here.
Des, I walk like 6 miles a day at my job. I don't need to go to the fucking gym.
Strength. Fuck cardio. Fuck walking. Get your strength up. I don't care how good your heart is. If you can't get that ass out of a chair when you're 70, it doesn't matter how healthy your heart is. That's my rant.
I'm not fat.
You will be when you're 70.
That's probably true, because I'm just going to eat my fucking weight and fucking hot dogs every day. I don't know why. You know me, I fucking don't eat hot dogs. So I guess we should probably get into this episode.
Dude,
man.
First of
speaking
all,
of which, I just got finished watching it like 30 seconds before. I mean, like, I was late because I was like,
I beat you by 10 minutes. I finished it at 7:47, I think.
I got off at 5 today, and I was like, I can give my buddy a ride home and go to Walmart, and hell, I'll give the dogs a bath before I try to fucking watch the show, because I know how time works. Wheel of Time, don't have enough time.
That's something I've learned about ADHD people, because my wife has been recently diagnosed. They literally,
there's more time than there actually is. We don't
understand how time works. It's not even like, oh, I think this will take 10 minutes and it'll take 20 minutes. It's like they look at the clock and they're like, well,
I got this. Let me tell you, all it takes is one time a year for that to work out in our favor, like we planned it, and we're like, I knew it. I was right. Fuck everybody else. My wife's like, dude, stop telling everyone we're going to be there in 25 minutes. We're going to be there in an hour. I'm like, nah, we can make it. She's like, we're not going to. Stop it.
It's 30 miles away. Like,
yeah, I'll be like, I'll be home in 45 minutes. She's like, no, you won't. But bless your heart. I'm like, but I want to be home in 45 minutes. I get that, but you won't be.
Yeah, I want a blowjob alarm clock, but you know, we can't all get what we want.
I still get those from time to time. So, you know, even when she doesn't want to stare at me, she'll give me an alarm clock. So that's cool.
Whatever gets you
so,
out of the fucking house. Let's
yeah,
start.
You gotta go to work. Go make some money.
Let's start where it starts. With a
Daddy
baby.
Want to fish.
With a baby.
It's
with
that fucking baby.
Now
we know what happened to that fucking baby.
The babies are gonna tie this whole series together with the babies.
If it does, I will probably go on a mission to try to murder Rafe Judkins. Just kidding. But like what?
So Leandrin found a baby. Where did she steal a baby?
She is a child bride. She had that baby. That is her baby. And her fucking shitbag petter ass husband is trying to take it away from her and make her kill it. And then she, does a little fucking no scope action in the brain. I slowed down, and maybe it's coincidence, but all of those look like hearts.
Oh,
every single one of them in this episode. Like I said, maybe it's coincidence how they did the CGI, but it looked literally, it's like, like it was like, I'm killing because I'm trying to protect something I love. But that's how she learned it. But that's, not how she finishes it. Obviously, we'll get to it. Tiny Sedai. So she's 108. You got that right. This was 95 years ago. She's 108. Also, Ishii's there. So he's obviously not, well, at least not completely contained in his prison, quote unquote, because, Rand, how would Rand released him last, 2 seasons ago. So, it's letting you know that Ishii has at the very least been able to touch the world, be through the world, because I think she's talking to her in the world of dreams because everyone kind of disappears. So I'm not 100% sure, but the first person who's probably been kind to her in her life, she was probably sold to that guy. We don't really know about her parents, but like the first person who was kind to her in her life was, one of the most evil motherfuckers, quote unquote, on the planet in Ishii. So kind Ishii's kind of funny to me. And if all you've known is terror and torture, and why wouldn't you think that the shadow is not so bad? Because you've been treated worse by actual humans.
Yeah, totally.
So what's so scary about this fucking guy who's like, do you want some help? Yeah. Yes. I'm not. He wasn't asking for anything. He was just like, do you want help? And she's like, yes.
Yep. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that we're actual live.
No, it's fine.
So yeah. Oh, let me get. So it's so funny. I'm like, I because we don't know if we get a season 4 yet. Like, part of me is like, oh my God, this is so cool. We get to just kind of live in this world a little bit. And then part of me is like, hurry up. We don't have much time.
We got 2 episodes left.
You might get a movie to wrap this up next year, but like we don't have time for. So it's like yeah, if he had the 8 seasons locked in, I would be able to really enjoy this episode and live here. But
I'm gonna rewatch it as soon as we get in recording, probably because I really wanted to pay more attention to it because I thought it was a really good episode. So
it was, yeah, it's really cool just to. Like I said, yeah, just be here. Now we're in another city. Like, we're able to like really soak up the different cultures and different stuff, and people from the 2 rivers and Aiel, living in these different cultures.
You're gonna see these large different parts of the world, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we get to hang out there.
And Chico seems my kind of place, is all I'm saying.
It's like it could just be like they could just be walking from place to place and just talking about how everything's different, but we get to actually spend a whole episode here and see what's different, and it's fucking cool.
Right. Mm-hmm.
How many beats does your veil have, Justin?
I don't even know. Does that have anything to do with how many like boobies you've seen or touched or something like that? Or
no, that's how much your ass is worth.
Oh, okay. Well, I have 0 beads. Zero beads.
I was gonna say
I am free.
I got 3 beads. I got you. Got to buy me a drink. You got to
Give me, buy me a drink, slap me in the face, maybe give me a fucking couple of pork rinds or something. Be fine.
Ooh,
You get some decent exposition with Liandrin and Lanfear and the Tower and the World of Dreams. I guess that's just kind of like Lanfear swinging her dick that like now I'm kind of your master and trying to giving her a little test to see if she's working for any of the other Forsaken or anything like that. Whatever. That's fine. There was a lot I loved in this episode, and there was a lot of just kind of like blah. I mean, like it needs to happen, right? It's mostly important, right? It's just kind of like whatever. I like so many of the other things that I saw in this stuff, this episode. Who was Lanfear telling Liandrin to kill? Was she saying to get? I know she was talking about the bracelets, but then she's like, "Well, she needs to be dead. You have till tomorrow."
I think she said Ruin. Was it? I wrote down a name right underneath Lanfear and Liandrin.
I think it's who she eventually ends up killing is Naomi Sedai. Tiny Sedai gets the fucking the heart cow bolt in the head because Leandrin's trying to do compulsion on her.
Thank you so much. That's exactly what I think of every time they do that. Is fucking No Country for Old Men. Fucking
it was a little fucking air bolt in the face. So I actually wrote down that Liandrin has all the makings of a Forsaken because she's like betraying her friends. And that's, you see this. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of good like nuance in this episode. You see that one of the reasons the Shadow doesn't succeed always is because they fuck themselves. Moghedin kills Ispan at the end, who could have been useful, and then, Liandrin is killing Naomi Sedai, who they've been working together. Like, friends, my cabal is loyal to me. Yeah, maybe not anymore. Yeah. They watch you walk in and fucking killing one of them. Maybe they're gonna not trust you so much. First of all, I don't know why anybody who is like, the Shadow or the Dark Side or any group who's driven by that ambition is like, man, like I know I can't trust everybody else.
Yeah,
but I could trust her. Like, you deserve to fucking die. You shouldn't trust anybody. If you decide to go that road, the world is your oyster and you are your rock. You better not fucking trust anybody because motherfuckers will snatch them pearls. Yeah. I'm telling you. They don't care. It's just such a trope. I know.
Snakes. Like,
yeah, it's just.
Is it this bad in the books? Like every time they do they get along?
It's worse. They'll be like, oh. It's like that last episode, when like we need to work together, and they leave, and then like the other one shows up, I'm like, we need to work together. It's like, what? I mean, I get the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I understand that, but
it's like it's like when there's 2 Sith. It's like the prophecy says there can be only one.
Yeah, I mean, like at least the Sith go like eventually. I know that my apprentice is gonna try to kill me, so it's what keeps me sharp and what keeps them fucking motivated. I get that. At least they know that's the deal. Other people are like, I know we all work for Hydra, but I can probably trust you. No, just no. Like everybody's got their own machinations and their own fucking plan, and you just make it work for you or don't and join the light because someone's gonna take a fucking dagger to your back at the very least.
I just ended up. All of my notes are just people, just so I can remember who was in. Oh my God. You are.
Think you're better than me?
No.
Is that how this goes?
How do you? Hey, well, the problem is that your ADHD ass can actually write that much and pay attention. Like. I wrote.
That is fair.
I wrote this much, and I missed half of it. Like again.
Can I just tell you?
I've said this.
I
before.
rewound one time for a minute, like for 45 seconds, to see if it was a heart wound, and only fast forward the rest of the episode, and I still have that.
Justin, everyone out there, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Justin can play a video game well, while telling his wife what she missed on the other TV.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Big facts.
Yeah.
We get some good book callbacks in this episode. They're not like exactly, but like the stuff with Nynaeve and Elaine is pretty fun. Her and Min kind of drinking is fun. I really did. I'm kind of all over the place. Sorry, I'm gonna try to stay in order. Fuck.
Oh, real quick, is it Ispan Schaefer? Is that who Leandrin's supposed to kill?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
That was the one thing I kind of missed, and I didn't go back further enough. And I'll have to just go watch it again because I missed it. Yeah. I'm assuming it's Naomi Sedai because she says something about she's hiding something from me. I know she's found something, and she's like, "Well, you better find the collar or kill her," as what I think what happened, but I could be wrong. It's cool to see the gardens in the Aiel Hold because it's like, what do you guys do for produce? Because y'all don't just eat meat all the time unless you're fucking cannibals. Your goats got to eat some shit. So it was cool to see their gardening. I thought that was cool. The fact that they found a place like that is a real place, that they managed to turn that into a sort of hold fast or whatever you want to call it. They call it a hold, I suppose. But the fact that they like didn't have to just build that and like green screen that is pretty rad to me. I thought it was pretty fucking cool. And those were real fucking plants. To me, they look like real plants with real squash and real trees. So that's wild. I could be wrong, but they looked pretty real to me.
That's right. I finally looked it up because I couldn't remember the name of it. I'm referring to it as the Place of Abundance out of Mad Max.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. It's like an oasis, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The stuff with the Jato with the little girl and the spear is pretty cool. You get a little bit better than just this giant expedition dump where like every single line is like, oh, did I miss this, really important thing because I didn't pay attention to I sneezed when Egwene said this one line,
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. But you're also seeing like, when you get to the end of the episode, you're watching fucking Rand, the last of Rand's innocence right there. That is it.
Yep.
I thought Perrin was going to need to be healed, but obviously he didn't. I was wondering about who was going to heal Ilana. Obviously, Matt's.
He got healed. Perrin got healed.
He didn't get healed.
He was going to. They started the scene and then they cut away because Matt's sister.
Who healed him then?
Matt's sisters healed what's her name, and then what's her name went to heal Perrin. When he was
Ilana? Okay.
When he was starting to have sexy time, Ilana walked in, and she was like,
was that
obviously you're not doing that bad, but
was that right after? Okay, so that was right after Fael told Perrin that her mom was a dark friend, right?
Yeah, and then she
so that's pretty intense. That's pretty intense, and that's not in the books. But I don't. I don't hate that.
Can I text Jeremy right now to see if he'll come on the show?
Yeah, sure.
Because you know what we learned this episode? Why Perrin killed his wife. And it sucked.
Wait, what? Did I miss this?
It gave him and Fael something to bond over. Because she told him about her mother killing her brother, and he told her about killing his wife.
But we don't find out why.
But that's what bonded them. They were trauma bonding. Like, oh, woe is me. My brother's dead because of my mom. Oh, woe is me. I murdered my wife in the middle of a Trolloc battle. And so then they were like, oh. And then they started making out.
No, that is incorrect. They started making out after he told her that his friend was the hornblower, and she was mad because he didn't tell her earlier. That's when they started making out.
But the whole conversation,
yeah.
The reason they were feeling comfortable with each other, and
I get that, but that is not the reason why he killed his wife. I'm like, what?
Yes, it is. Why? What?
Oh, you mean like Rafe's reason for killing his wife? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So he could have a bonding.
So he could get some fucking puss in season 3.
Well, it sped up. It sped up Fael and his. Instead of us spending 2 episodes on a boat,
right?
They bonded over.
Yeah. I get it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got that. I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, you mean Rafe's reasoning? I got you. I see.
Not a
Good
good reason. It's not a good
Yeah,
reason.
I didn't say it was a solid reason. I just said it was a reason. I'd still maintain that she had to be a dark friend, and that was just him. Pod and Fane showing up with some Trollocs.
Yeah.
That was horny. And then him showing up later with obviously White Cloaks, like, uniforms and armor that they've murdered because there's fucking blood and rips all over them.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a pretend. I love how he just shows up and they're kind of like, all right. I don't remember you, and you look really dirty. White Cloaks are usually pretty pristine, aside from Dane this season, and you guys look fucked up.
Is Pod on a White Cloak?
Mm-mm.
So that would have that kind of led me to believe that he killed some White Cloaks too. Like, did he kill?
Yeah.
Okay.
He killed the way he got that armor and their clothes is he killed like a fucking, a platoon or whatever of White Cloaks, however many guys he's got, for sure. And that's similar to what goes down in the books. He is with Dane and the White Cloaks in the Two Rivers, and like he's someone called Ordeef. He changes his name. He's like fucking starting to lose his shit even more. He's becoming something else, and he's part of why, like in the books, Perrin's family gets killed, and he's the reason why the Trollocs are, like you see at the very end, like the Waygate is fucking open, and there's Trollocs like coming out. That's really Pod and Fane, 100%, pretty much. And he's like, kind of like, he's whispering in the White Cloak's ears to like be doing shit, and then he's also bringing the Trollocs. So he's kind of like, he's just sowing chaos, because the White Cloaks are like, why is there Trollocs here? It must be because of Perrin. And Perrin's like, I'm fucking murdering Trollocs daily. What are you talking about? Like, fucking don't be dumb. They're like, oh, it's part of your plan. He's like, my plan of what? To just waste resources because I'm fucking stupid. Like, he's like, it's like, it's just what, it's people who fucking like Donald's reasoning. He's not lying. Yes, he is. Stop it. But it was cool to see that. I like that. He's kind of like, because, the last time we saw him in the fucking Two Rivers, he was, whistling that creepy whistle and on, winter night, and brought, a horde of Trollocs to the Two Rivers. And that's where all this started. So that was cool to see. And fuck all that. Let's get to Matt's detective work is about as subtle as the opposite of Columbo. And the fact that he hears Tom singing like 3 streets away in the din of noise that is Tanchico was cool. And Tom singing the horn song was cool. I mean, he is a Gleeman. Make that motherfucker juggle or some shit too. Make him do some flips. Make him tell a fucking story as opposed to singing a song. I get Gleemans are kind of, they sing, but they do other shit too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he ever does anything else, because it really is like they've really leaned into the music this season. Like, this episode and every episode ends with a song too, of some sort. So let me just to be sure that I didn't miss any of the subtlety. Hills of Tanchico are boobies, right?
Yes, that is about some titties.
Okay. Because like at first I didn't get it, but all the women were just rubbing.
It starts off a little kind of, you're like, yeah, Hills of Tanchico, and then every chick in the crowd is just like massaging their fucking titties. I'm like, like I said, if I wasn't in love with Elaine already in the show, I love a drunk bar slut.
Speaking of drunk bar sluts, Min and Nynaeve
just getting trashed.
Just
pretty fun.
That was pretty cool. Keep going. I don't want to jump ahead. So
no, it's okay. No, I'm right there almost. I thought it was cool that like Tom's like, hey, I am not getting involved with you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting involved. What the fuck is she doing? Because like you see that, Tom obviously knows Elaine.
Yeah.
And you get a little exposition about why he used to be in the Andorran royal court. From the books we know that he was courtesan or whatever you want to call paramour to Morghese for a long time, and helped her gain the throne with his knowledge of the Game of Houses. So hopefully, if we do get more seasons, we'll get a little bit of that. I don't need too much,
Yeah.
but definitely let it be known that
seeing,
he was a part of it.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing the Game of Houses play out. Or I don't know about the Game of Houses, but definitely the game. Like we've seen people's gift of gab get them where they need to go.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, you win or you die, right?
Yeah.
You get a little callback to the books with the yellow sister who's got the cat. She's obsessed with cats in the books. That's one of the things, like how they find them, because there's all these cats around this random manor house that she keeps like healing and feeding. Moggy's just so creepy Bjork, dude.
Is she? Is her spitting into everything? Is that helping her gain power over them, or is she just nasty?
I mean, maybe for the show purposes, it's like maybe you can look into it like maybe she's like just adding some sort of like power weaves to their food or something, but no, she's just a creep. But they're fucking, hey, you're gonna be Greyjoy, Chim? I'm gonna fuck your mouth, my fingers, I'm gonna. And she smells it afterwards. I was like, God, what the fuck, dude? She's just a creepy ass Bjork,
the spitting in the tea was like, okay, but then when she
like chews it up and like
putting it back in the bread bowl, like, man.
Why is she like sniffing their panties and like tearing it?
Mouth, that's what she was. Oh God, she's nasty.
She's all like putting it in her mouth. I'm like, dude, are you like a fucking 45-year-old white guy? What's going on? Disgusting. Like I said, you see the Ta'Veren effect a few times in this by people being drawn to Rand, Matt getting like Tom's like, I'm not getting involved, right back involved. Go ahead.
I liked Rand teaching Moraine something about the power.
Yes, I did too. I'm wondering how important that might be. Actually, all jokes aside, I know we're kind of more of a satirical show than a serious one, but I wonder how important that will be. I saw a theory that where, like I said, the Sarkhanen and Callandor maybe have to fit together for it to be used safely by a man and a woman. That's why, I almost feel like the Sarkhanen is more like you get that more mad, the Saidin feeling where it's like Rand always describes it as like it's like a river of lava threatening to just scour you away. And when Moraine is kind of talking about it, it almost sounds like that. And that's why Rand's like, you can't fucking surrender. You're dead.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering that maybe if and when we get this, that Rand, when he gets Callandor, he will kind of feel like, oh, I have to surrender a little more to kind of, the show is, the books are nothing if about balance. So
yeah,
I'm seeing that they could maybe like lean into that a little bit. So,
and if the one,
I wouldn't hate that.
If the one power is technically Saidin and Saidar together, then you would have to learn how to balance that given.
Because technically, only one, it would be the half power. So, which is what Tiny Sedai was used, which is why she was killed by Liandrin. I'm just kidding. I'm full of shit. I'm just joking, dude. Please don't take me serious, Desmond. Come on. I'm a little better than last week, but not a whole lot.
You want to talk you want to talk about the customs of Iran again?
Yeah. Stop naming countries, god damn it. I was playing that for Lisa today. I was like, how bad is this? She's like, I mean, it's bad, but it's also hilarious.
Awesome. Good. That's all I can hope for.
What other words should we be offended by? Why don't you tell us? I'm fucking shut up, dude. Just let's end the episode. Why don't you just take it home with a quick reading or something? Egwene got saved by the arcade game Golden Tee again. So
yes.
I love how her like Rand knew what you were touching me. She's like, Rand knows, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Egwene's like, oh no. But I mean, Egwene is always kind of like that too. She's not going to be defined by a man. And like her little speech, her little talk with Rand and his little speech, he's like, look, you've always wanted something besides me. I would be a convenient, like little, like teddy bear for you, but you have your own plans. And I'm the Dragon Reborn now, and it still doesn't matter. And it's like, because that's not what matters to her. So, yeah, which in a way, it's kind of like, fuck you, Egwene, but also they're just not seeing what each other is meant for. And
Egwene, Rand is just like, when we were just hanging out if we were just going to hang out in the Two Rivers for the rest of our lives, and yeah, you could come up the hill and fuck me whatever you want, but that's not where we are anymore.
Hey, if you never wanted to leave your hometown, you could have married the prom queen, bro. But you left, so you got whatever you get. It's
Exactly.
fine. Nobody wants the prom queen. She's fat.
Oh.
Just kidding. That was terrible. Cut that out. That was terrible. God damn it. Son of a bitch.
I got to give you a cough button and a dump button.
I watched Grosse Pointe Blake again for the first time in many, many years. And it's pretty great. And it just, all the shit that he says, just doing business with lead pipe cruelty, join the corporate sector. Just all the shit that he says that's taken a certain way that is, he's just being dead honest. And they're like, professional killer. Oh, really? Is that good work? Yeah. Growth industry. Yeah.
You get a health plan with that?
Mm-mm.
Guess what?
10 years, man.
10 years. 10 years.
10 years. 10 years.
Do you know what I watched to say goodbye to Val yesterday? I watched The Salton Sea.
Dude, I forgot about that. One of his best performances. So good. And honestly, the fucking 3 people that listen to us, go watch that movie if you've never seen it. It's not a happy story, let me tell you. It's fucking depressing as shit, but it is really nuanced, really layered, and really, really good. It's got some great, great actors in it too.
It's not as good as I remember. Justin hasn't seen it.
Really?
It's a fun watch, but
his performance is amazing.
It's just another one of those movies that, you watch it as an adult and you're like, oh,
doesn't hold up as much.
It's fun. Like if you like a Quentin Tarantino knockoff, I highly recommend it. But
that's true. That's fair. 100%.
And it's got some great. It's just one of those scenes. Everyone's just snarky and full of shit, and Val plays a very cool character.
I just remember fucking what's his fucking name?
Pooh Bear. Yeah,
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
he's got no fucking face. He's got like a prosthetic, and he's like shooting pigeons tied to fucking. He's just fucking. He's shooting pigeons, methed out and insane.
While reenacting the JFK assassination.
Oh, that's right. He's oh my god, dude! Like that movie's just a nuts, man.
Yeah, it is worth watching. Now that we're talking about it, forget what I said. It's fantastic.
It's a great watch, but it's not one you need to rewatch a lot. I said it's not a happy one. It's got a real Leaving Las Vegas vibe to it.
Well, and he gets his revenge. He gets his revenge, so it's good.
Yeah, but still, it's yes.
Yeah,
it's not drinking himself to death. So, dude, I think my favorite. I can't get over the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with him, man. He's so good as Gay Perry, the private detective.
I need to see that. I haven't seen that movie in.
Really? Oh, man, it's good. For somebody who loves, like you and I, we love like the witty back and forth, like one-liners. Him and Robert Downey Jr. just chef's fucking kiss, man.
Jesus. Yeah, that was one I got
getting tortured for a second, and like he's electrocuting Robert Downey Jr.'s balls, and he Val Kilmer starts like calling the guy. He's like, "You really want to just shock his balls because you're gay, bro?" He's like, "I'm gay. You want to fucking shock my balls?" To like the henchman or whatever, and then he gets in front of him, and he's got his hand in his pants, and then he shoots him, and then Robert Downey Jr.'s like, "How'd you do that, bro?" He's like, "I shot him with a small revolver. Because they're like running, so he's like out of breath." It's like, shot him with a small revolver. I keep near my balls. He's like, I thought it was a gay guy thing. He's like, shut up, you idiot.
Oh, God.
He just insults him so many times, dude. He's like, stop doing math. It's like, what made me think of it was you going, hey, stop naming
countries. Yeah.
Like, I'm the worst. I hate myself.
Yeah, I was on a thread yesterday of people talking about how they were going to celebrate, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang came up a lot. I was like, okay,
that's a good movie.
That's just gone to the top of my list.
Yeah, really good. I've been thinking about it a little bit too because been watching White Lotus, and Michelle Monaghan's in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and she's in the new episode of new season of White Lotus. So, like I said, I love like what you just said. I love Rand. Explaining the differences between Saidar and Saidin to someone who's 100 years old. So you're really getting to see like his knowledge of things is starting to seep into his head. However, it's getting there. He's starting to figure stuff out, and he doesn't have the prejudices of someone White Tower, men can't channel, and Aes Sedai can only do these things, and the Aiel and the Windfinders obviously have completely different ideas and rules and things that they believe can and can't be done with channeling. You don't have to be an Aes Sedai to be a strong channeler in this world, and they're really setting that up well.
Are Matt's sisters twins?
I believe so. Yes, not in the books, but I think in the show they are supposed to be twins. Yes.
Okay. That's pretty cool. That's I have a feeling they're gonna, assuming they survive.
Yeah. Well, his one sister in the books, Bodwin, ends up being like she's basically as strong as Egwene in the power, like raw power and in channeling. So I'm wondering if this is going to be like a twin thing, kind of Wonder Twin powers. Maybe they're linked all the time. Maybe they're really strong because they're always linked or something because they're twins. I don't know.
Ooh. One of them's gonna die, and the other one's gonna forget how to channel. Gonna have to learn how to channel alone.
Yeah, it could be like a block situation if you get further into the show. I don't think it'll be this season, but that would be a cool plot line.
Yeah.
It would be definitely something that you could do and add that would be good. Dark Friend Mom, we covered that. Dane sitting there drinking. He's got his morning after regrets for burning Matt's mom.
Just staring at her.
We've all been there, right? Oh, wait.
Charred corpse. Oh.
God, I know. I shouldn't have fucked that chick. Everybody's woken up with those regrets.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, just Pot Fane showing up in the stolen white cloak armor. He's obviously killed. Was pretty genius. I'm wondering if Liandrin could be one of the. This could be book canon too. I don't know if she's going to be one of the Red Sedais that gentled his nephew, because he seemed to know who she was.
Whose nephew?
Tom's.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
He's like, you said Liandrin. He's like, you need to stay the fuck away from her, dude.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's one of the things that maybe will kind of get Tom involved more because he doesn't like her. You see right after while Min and Nynaeve are fucking getting tossed, that Ispan, the black, her color of skin is black. Sorry, I'm just using this as a description, and her Aja is blue because you can't really see. She's wearing blue underneath all of her veils and stuff.
Okay.
But she's the dark faced girl that pulls her thing off and is like, I need to go tell Liandrin about this. And then she shows up right when Liandrin, fucking executioner's fucking tiny Sedai. And like she's fully right there. Like she sees it and she just kind of like just doesn't even address it, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the thing with the Aes Sedai. Like if you're more powerful, like you don't question shit. Especially if you're a fucking Black Aja, I guess.
Well, either you're gonna either be prepared to go to battle, or like, what are you gonna? Yeah, I mean, you just saw what.
Yeah, you gonna fight, or are you gonna do you really think she's in the mood to be questioned right now?
Yeah, she just dispatched somebody with the flick of a wrist. Like, maybe don't push it.
Just the way that she woke up, she's like touching her and shit. She's like, "Oh, don't be alarmed."
In the mood.
Yeah, this could have been you, but you fucked up. That kind of thing. God, Liandrin, she's you know what? Like, I know a lot of people get really upset about them expanding her story and humanizing her and stuff. And it's fine, especially because Kate Fleetwood is just, she's gold every time she's on screen. She's such a great actor. She nails every fucking scene that she's in with intensity and passion. So I see why you would want to expand her story. And it's a little fun, but it's also just so fucking unnecessary. Well, like when you're telling the story of the Emonsfielders, she could be dead already and it wouldn't matter. But I get for the show and the purposes, like, fine, as long as it's paying off like it has been, as long as it continues to.
Yeah. Because
it's been paying off. Like, you got her to fucking kill somebody. You get some creepy shit. You get to see people get murdered with the magic, because that's what people fucking like. I don't want to see people get killed with magic. I'm sorry. People who are not hardcore fans of the show, that's the kind of shit people want to see. So do it, If it gets us 4th, 5th, and 6th season, let's go. And it's not like it's not interesting. So what if it's not in the books? We're past that.
What's weird, and again, there's so much that's in the books that you don't need to make shit up. Like it would make sense that a lot of other people's stories funneled into Leandrin, but it is,
and they do in a way, Matt's, Min's, they've all had interactions with her, Nynaeve. So I get it, but
yeah,
it's like I said, there's other things that could have been spent time on, but I'm also not mad at it about this point. I just want it to be entertaining, and they're lifting enough shit from the books. Or when they don't lift something from the books, it's, maybe something that's done by a different character that's just a little, it could even be Easter eggy if it's not important. But there's been other things that are important that they've shifted to other characters that I'm not mad about. I'm okay with it. I'm curious to see how the Aiel with the tattoo on her back kind of plays out. And if it plays out this season, I hope it will, but we'll see.
You know what I am mad at? Leandrin's fuzzy hair. I don't like it when they give her fuzzy hair.
When she's all like frayed out, you're like, yeah, that seems like, I feel like you lived with me for a while. Like when I started feeling like if it snowed for 4 days or something like that, and I was feeling like my mental status can be, if I shave my head, you should stay the fuck away from me for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's something that like my wife has stopped me from doing at least 5 or 6 times in the last 10 years. Cause I'm just like, I'm gonna just shave my head. And she's like, no, you look like Uncle Fester. And then like, I know that like, that means that you're feeling like, whatever in your head, you're feeling fucking, you're feeling stressed. You're feeling manic. Like you're not doing okay. Like, it's like if I stop fucking shaving and I just grow a whole beard. Oh shit.
Go jerk off and take a bong rip.
Better let this dude decompress for a day or he's going to cut off a toe just to feel something besides stress.
That was the last time, because I shaved my head once and got away with it. And then I shaved my head a second time. And my friend was just like, you look mean with a shaved head.
Bro, I have some pictures of you. And this is not to be mean. I have some pictures of you after your father passed.
Oh,
and you broke your arm. You look like a fucking cancer patient, bro.
Yeah.
Like you were like 130 pounds, dude. And like, you don't, I didn't even recognize you. I was like, even Lisa was like, who the fuck's that? I'm like, that's Desmond, dude.
Yeah.
She was like, what? And I was like, you didn't know him then. And he was going through a hard time after his dad passed. Like it was bad. Like got to do a fucking grandma coke to shit bad.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't care what you got to, I remember you coming home and you're going, doctor going, I don't care what you got to do. You better start shitting or you're going to die.
Yeah.
Like I remember you going like, what the fuck do I do, dude? I'm like, drink coffee enemas. What do you need from me? I'll help.
Well, and you got to put something in to get something out. Like I was eating.
Yeah, you got to push something through.
I was on a liquid diet of Tecate.
Tecate, tequila, and whatever else I get my fucking.
I was thinking, I can never remember the name of the restaurant that I finally found that like burger joint that would deliver to me. And I had like
I remember that was like that fucking joint down in the U District. It was like, I remember. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember.
Yeah. And that was like how I started to put weight on again. I was like every night.
Because you could just order a burger at fucking 2:00 in the morning when you're finally stoned and drunk enough to want to eat something. Yeah. Believe me, I know.
Hey, you know what? I got over 175 and I haven't been under 200 cents. Like
Papa hasn't looked back since. We're good.
Oh my God. I hit 199 a couple weeks ago. I was just like, yes. And of course I'm 205 now again, but everyone out there, numbers don't matter. I know some people's 205 is another person's 300. I just say for me personally, 205 isn't good. 195 is better. That's where I'm at in my journey.
I'm at about 205, 208 right now. I'm pretty good weight. My belly's still kind of big, but my fucking C cups are down to A's, so it's not bad.
It's so funny because we call him fatty, but he's not fat at all. But I always imagine you as just such a big fucking guy. Like us weighing the same as, because like I said, you remember me when I was 135, and like you've been you've been 180
for me
whole life. Yeah.
I've been like 200 pounds since I hit like 22, 23. Like I pretty much stayed where I'm at. I've gotten bigger. Like I've got up to like 220. But like, dude, when Nicole was in the hospital for the first time, I lost 50 pounds
Whoa.
in about a month.
Wow.
I went from like 225 or so to like 175 just because of the stress. And then Lisa was in the hospital afterwards, and I fucking just quit eating, dude.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of weight, and I put a little back on, but I've never gotten past like 215 again. I just haven't. So I'm really looking forward for it to be warm, because I start paddleboarding, and that will build my strength, because I like paddleboard around standing up, and then I sit down and fish, and then plus, like I said, bro, I walk like 7 miles a day at my job. That is no joke. My legs and my ass
I believe you. I'm not
are
saying
tight.
I have edited 400 podcasts about strength training. So
yeah, especially when you get older, strength training is crazy important.
And one of the podcasts I edited for, like, the majority of their clientele is over 60. So
that's what's up.
Start now.
I love how like Alana's like, hey, I'm almost dead, but I'm gonna teach you how to heal serious wounds real quick. I mean, desperation, right? If fucking, when in Rome, you got to do what you got to do. But it's like, she must be a great teacher, man.
Why would
But you know what? One of the things I did like, because you've heard them talk about healing in the tower. Sorry to cut you off, but you've heard them talk about healing in the tower and how complicated it is and how careful you have to be. Alana breaks it down in a way a battlefield medic would break it down.
Yeah.
Imagine the wounds knitting. Imagine the muscles healing themselves. Imagine the blood stopping flowing. Like, if you were an Aes Sedai who was like a trauma medic, battle medic for that situation, that's what you would do, because you're trying to get the most done with the least amount of power and heal the most you can. Like, you want to make them live. You can fix them more later, but you want to make them live for now. Exactly. One thing I am pissed about is that you've been seeing people get healed, and not one person that I've seen get healed was like, give me a fucking ham. Because in the books, when you get healed, you're fucking starving and tired. Right. You need to eat and you need to sleep. And people get healed and they're like, cool beans.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn it. Can someone ask for a sandwich?
Please. Matt ate for like a month straight after getting healed.
Right. And then he still couldn't stand up, and then went and kicked Elaine's brother's buttholes. Yeah. And after that was like after he ate like 5 pounds of fucking ham and fucking cheese and shit, and he still could barely stand up, and he still kicked their ass. Like, so that's one of the things that is a little annoying, but also I get you don't want to fucking waste time and dialogue on it too, but it's kind of important.
You don't have to show someone eating for 15 minutes. Just a throwaway line.
Like I said, if Alana would have been like, okay, great, we're done. Now give me a fucking of half of a lamb. Right now.
Yeah. Or even water. Like, let's forget about the food. Just give me a pitcher of water. Like, that would get the point across.
Exactly.
Why would you go anywhere alone as an Aes Sedai? Like, why would you not? Like, they need to be in hearts, basically. Like, that's where, like, hearts should be a thing for.
She was, but one of them's dead. That's why she's looking for another one.
They can't heal each other. Your ward can't.
You mean like another Aes Sedai? Normally they would, and in the book there are 2. It's Varen and Alana in the 2 rivers, not just Alana. So,
okay.
Good point. And yes, you're right. I think strictly they kept Varen in the tower so that she could interact with the Elida plot line and the 13th Depository. And they let Alana go off by herself so that we could bring along, the Natty Cawthon and the girls plot line. That's the only, it's a good story, but that's the only reason why I would think that it would, you got to put something in there. Might as well be that.
Yeah. All right. I got to make sure I don't go too long tonight. I'll let you get through your notes. The 2 big things I want to pause on is the Mogadon with Nynaeve.
I got a lot on that.
We got to talk about that. And then, of
course,
course,
that was really good.
And then we got to talk about Rand becoming a man.
So I got like 2 other things, and then the rest of my notes are on that and that, because I was having to like really kind of watch that fast. But I want to go back and watch that too. So go ahead.
So Matt manages to get the second wrist guard. So they're looking for 2 wrist guards
pretty easily too, but
and Yeah, that was weird. Like it looked like it was going to
Well,
be.
and we didn't find out that we were looking for 2 until what, midway through the episode when Leandrin shows the paintings.
Yeah, which was kind of a cool way to do it. Like, because it was.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, the way that played out, and then the episode starts with Leandrin laying underneath what's left of that tower or the statue. So that brought it together really well.
You want to call it.
So yeah, so Mogadon walks in and just hypnotizes Nynaeve and Min. They've been out drinking, so I think that only matters because I feel like Nynaeve is such a bitch. I'm sorry to be such a
no. You're 100% right, Des. Go on with what you're saying, but yes,
yeah,
go on with confidence.
Like Nynaeve, under any other circumstance, someone stands in her doorway and she's like, "Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out!" But she's drunk, she's chilling. Mogadon walks in. They're like, "Oh, hi," and then she hypnotizes both of them, and then it's so funny. She like turns it into girl chat. I love that like to gain their trust or whatever with under this hypnotization. They're like 3 college girls who just had
they're like chatting in their dorm room after drinking some Boone's Farm and shit.
Totally.
We smoked a joint. Guess what? Oh my god,
they're giggling and oh,
we kissed once. Don't tell nobody.
What did you find? Oh, you found, and
so
you
found that. Oh
so
shit!
He gets so Mogadon gets the.
It was
again, Matt got it really.
No, not yet. Almost there.
Backing up again, yeah. Like it looked like they were going to have to go through a lot of trouble to try to find this, and then as they're leaving the scene, someone's just like, "Oh, hey, Matt, I got that thing you wanted."
Hey, by the way, bro, I scored that shit. You would still need it?
Totally. Like,
I still want the bag of weed. Yes.
It's like asking the dishwasher for an 8-ball and you've totally forgotten about it, but then you're paying your check at the restaurant and he's like, "Hey, bro, you want that 8-ball?"
Okay. I know we can't go too long. Real quick story time. We went to the Dominican the last time we decided to go on a vacation.
Oh my
2017.
God. Are you scoring coke in other countries, you psycho?
Just listen and yes. And it wasn't the first time. So we're getting ready to go on this like snorkeling trip, and we got a couple brothers in the thing, and he's like, "Do you need weed, man, brother?" I'm like, "I'm from Seattle, bro. I got some cartridges and stuff. I'm good." And he's like, "Anything else, brother?" I'm like, "I go, yeah, bro. Give me a fucking gram of blow. I'll see you at the end of the trip." And he's like, "Okay, brother, I'll be here." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." So we go out to this island. There's this huge meal in the lunch, free drinks. I mean, we're getting fucking trash on the beach, right? It's a day trip on a boat, right? You're in the Caribbean. What do? You drink fucking rum all day and you eat food. And we went swimming and, like we're fucking sun drenched. And we had our own like condo that had a little hot tub, bathtub, and like our own like little pool that was shared with 3 other condos.
Did you have to bring your own pineapple for the doorstep?
There was no one else around to entice with a pineapple, so except the guards with the shotguns at night. So I'm good on that. But like, I'm like, whatever. And we're done. And it's like, it's 3-4 o'clock. We're making our way back. And like, some people were on buses. Some people drove, and we hop in our rental car and we hop in. Fucking door opens, click, slam shut. Dude jumps in our ride. "Hey man, we got to go into town, brother. We go get that." He goes, "I got that for you." And I'm like, "I don't have cash on me," which I did, but I was like, I don't want to do this right
I'm not gonna whip my wallet out right now, like
right. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So he's like, "Oh man, we just go to town, hit the ATM, brother, real quick, no problem." And I'm like, okay.
You're like, "I love you, honey. And I'm sorry, we're gonna die."
My wife's just like,
she's like, "I fucking hate
happening?
you. I hate you so much."
Yeah, I hate you. It was worse than when we had to go into the post office in Belize and get the weed.
Oh, you've told that story.
I know. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm referencing. Oh. But we did it. Went to the ATM and got the stuff. And dude was like, "Have a good time in Dominican." We went back to our fucking Airbnb, and we had a great night. She had the strap on. It was fine. Good times. Hey, you're golfing. You might see a man getting butt fucked by his wife.
You might.
There's nothing wrong with that. Fucking Americans. Fucking Americans.
That's just what they do.
Disgusting. Fucking Americans. Disgusting.
Oh, that is
generates to this at some point, right? I haven't had a boring life.
No.
I'll say that. I die tomorrow, I'll be like, man, it was pretty fun.
Okay, I gotta tell a Coke. All right. I gotta tell a Coke story real quick then.
Sweet.
So we go to Vegas. I'm in this bowling league, and this bowling league is you pay a little extra. It costs you.
I have never heard this story, by the way.
Oh.
So come with it.
So Crookshank is on this trip. Crookshank is my bowling buddy, and I forget other bowling party. But our whole bowling league goes. So it costs you $8 a week to bowl.
Does this
You
have
pay
to do with like the Wedgwood Ale House at all?
no, not
Just
officially.
that you met Crookshanks there. That's it. Okay.
Just that we would probably end up there after every boy. So we go. I'm broke as fuck. I have this airline ticket and this hotel because I've paid for it over the year of this bowling league. I got no money to go to Vegas with. So we're in Vegas, and I got like $20 left. Everyone's in my hotel room trying to figure out what to do for the night. I'm like, cool. You guys are going to fucking go somewhere else. I love an empty hotel room, so this is going to be a perfect vacation. I know I'm in Vegas, but fuck it. I can't afford to go out.
You guys can go party. I'll be here.
I'm going to take my last $20 down
Were
to
you
this.
married at this time? Like, timeline me, bro. I have no idea.
When was my it was
We didn't live together, right? Like, no.
I
This had
don't
to be
know.
after we didn't live together.
I don't, because I didn't live in that hotel. I didn't live in that apartment by myself for very long. I think you and I weren't hanging out as much because I was in rehab.
So it had to be when you were living in that fucking apartment.
I wasn't there for
Anyway, I didn't mean to derail the story. I'm like, when is this?
So I got a DUI. I was in rehab. I knew I might get tested. So I would go to my AA meeting. I never got tested, but I went sober just in case I ever got tested. And then I would go directly to my bowling league and get fucking hammered.
You definitely lived in the apartment then, because that's when you were in rehab.
Okay.
By the way, my wife was in rehab for the same amount of time and got tested 13 times.
Oh,
neither here nor there. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, because I wasn't in rehab. I was in court order
right.
AA.
State
and I always
bullshit.
went to AA. Or no, I was in rehab too. No, that's right. I did have to go to meetings outside of AA.
Because you did the same thing as her. You did the deferred thing, so you wouldn't have it on your record. She did the same thing, but man, they fucking tortured her.
So
oh my God, I don't know this story. I love it.
So I'm like, I'm going to take my last $20 down. I'm going to get a shitty $13 meal at this ghetto ass thing. And then I'm going to come back to my empty hotel room once you guys figure out what the fuck you're doing. I come back to my hotel room and more people are there doing coke. Just like,
who are these people? I know none of them.
It's my bowling league. Like, I don't.
Please tell me that Kip was there.
No.
Damn it.
No, Kip wasn't there. I can't remember the girl's name. It was me, Crookshank, our other bowling partner, and then these three women who were on another bowling league that we got. Crookshank ended up really hooking up with one, dated her for a while. The other one I had the hots for, but she was married at I remember during that same Vegas trip, she was like, the married woman was about ready to go fuck this guy. And I like intervened, and I was just like,
I do remember you telling me that. And you know what else? This wasn't when you were seeing Kelly. It was before you were seeing Kelly, because I remember you were kind of half-ass seeing that one server that was older than us.
Yep.
Barbara or Deborah.
Yep.
She was pretty hot. But anyways, I remember. Okay. All right. Now I know the timeline. Okay. Now I know the timeline.
Postscript to that story. Kelly and I ended up having lunch at her wherever she was working at after the ale house.
I think you told me that. But you know what, dude? You know what? Like, she was an adult, then you were never weird cool about stuff like that. And Kelly isn't really either. So
yeah. Well, and she was like, her and I had fun, but she was a little bit older, and she was like looking for the guy.
She was weird. She was weird.
She was just looking. I don't want to say a husband. I don't want to say like she was trying to like really lock someone down, but she was looking for a relationship. And I was like,
let's just say Dez's tax bracket wasn't high enough for her.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you want to fuck for a couple months? And she's like, nah, it's not really me. And I'm like,
yeah, she's the one you're the one she wants to fuck, not marry.
Yeah.
I think sometimes that's what my wife thinks. She fucked up.
She made the right choice.
This guy lays the dick, but he's fucking poor and insane. But okay.
Okay.
So, okay. Back on track. Okay, real quick. Perrin tells Fael that he's a wolf brother, which happens a lot later in the books, which is fine. She kind of knows by the time that she tells him that, like, maybe she doesn't know exactly what's going on. She knows he's a fucking dog whisperer, basically. Which I'm fine with, because the thing that she shared was pretty big. My mom's a fucking dark friend, right? It's a lot easier. It's way earlier, and that's okay. It's funny how she's kind of mad about him. I went on and on about wanting to find the horn, and your buddy, like your homeboy that you grew up with, blew it. Like, you couldn't have said something. It's like, I don't even know you, bitch. Why would I tell you?
Did we get that in the I don't feel like they did a good job of showing us that she was hounding him about the horn.
No, they didn't show that at all. It's just,
okay.
That's just 100% exposition. If it was a book, it'd be off page.
Yeah.
And fucking Perrin finally makes his first non-passive puss move by kissing her, which is great. Like, good job, buddy. I love how Matt and all them, they found the bracelet in like 3 days, just being drunk, and the Black Hodge was like, we just can't get it.
I know.
And it's like, okay, all right.
Well, see, and that would have, if they had talked about Matt, I thought for sure this was when Matt's luck was going to come into play. They were going to somehow mention that he's getting lucky, and then why isn't he playing somebody for the bracelet? Boom, Matt's luck.
That would be a good idea. Someone just kind of throws it out, but that's too fucking random, dude. Like, I mean, I kind of like this a little bit better because Matt's.
Is it more random than the dishwasher just having it? What? But Matt, if the luck was he had to roll the perfect roll to get it,
or meet the fucking. I felt like, okay, totally, that would be one way to show it. But I feel like having him meet the one merchant whose dad has a bunch of old shit in a fucking warehouse somewhere, and it's like, hey, was this something like you're looking for? Yeah, like, that's Matt's luck. Isn't just dice and getting lucky in battle. It's lots of stuff. It's the pattern going like, you need this. So I'm okay with that. It's kind of subtle. I feel like I complain when they hit you over the head with it, and then I complain when it's too subtle. So I don't know, fucking pick one, right? Like, I kind of liked it, but I can see where it was like, can we just see something blatant
but if you're a show watcher, you have no idea about Matt's luck.
Right.
At all. And
exactly.
if you did, then even how it played out tonight is fine, because that's luck as fuck. Some dude just being like, oh, hey, I found this.
But also maybe like mention that it's lucky or something, not just kind of like happen. But also, that's the Ta'Veren nature of things. It just, you kind of get what you need.
And Matt's just kind of,
it's kind of a lame plot device, but it is what it is.
And
okay, let's get into that scene where Moggy walks in. First of all, Moggy's fingers are black all the time. I'm guessing that's because she's trying to maintain compulsion all the time, not just because she's dirty and finger fucking Greyman all the time. I don't know. Have you noticed, Des, that all of the Forsaken have the little ring?
I didn't notice on Moghedien tonight, but we talked about it.
She's got it. Lanfear's got it. Obviously, we've seen it on Ishii. Samael had it until he got, we'll talk about that in a second. Like you said, they come in. She immediately is like, and it's like fucking girl talk, coffee talk. Immediately. Oh God, you made out with Rand. Oh God, did you let him finger you? It's like, it's very, very girl talk, like you said, in like a sorority kind of way. But one of the things that I have to mention, and I'm drawing a blank on the actress's name because she will be Nynaeve forever. We saw how great of an actress she was in season 1, and we see it again right here. The way she's looking at Moghedien and like all like trying to please her with her answers and like eager to fucking be first in front of Elaine, and then she won't let go of the bracelet. Her face won't change.
Yeah.
And Moghedien's gets scared. She's like, oh shit. She's like, even the Forsaken can't fucking resist my fucking compulsion when I'm this deep in their shit.
Yeah.
And you are fucking pushing me out. And so I thought her performance in this scene, I mean, Elaine's too. like I said, I couldn't be more in love with Showy Lane over Bookie Lane. The singing about the titties, she's got a great voice. Her acting and changing up accents, I
Yeah.
thought was great. Her ability to go from like noblewoman to Aes Sedai to fucking I'm just a street fucking wench, dude.
Mhm.
Sierra Coveney,
Yeah.
fucking golf clap for you. Like I said, I
Yeah.
couldn't be more in love with Showy Lane. I think everything she does is amazing and sexy and fucking cool. Even if it doesn't matter that much the story, I thought it was awesome. And she's just as good in that scene as Nynaeve. It's just the juxtaposition of the character. You know, Elaine smiles a little bit more than Nynaeve. So Nynaeve smiling for like 3 minutes straight, you like, you know, you have to know something's going on because her jaw is fucking breaking.
And also, we know that Elaine is more susceptible to compulsion because she's been getting reamed by her mom's right-hand man. So
Yeah, and I mean, and that's something they never really bring up in the books, but I would imagine if you're being able to be compulsed by someone else, it would kind of like lay the foundations for someone else to do it if they
yeah.
were skilled at it, right? I mean, that totally makes sense to me. That's not like something that I'd be like, man, this is weird.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, when Nynaeve is fighting back and Moghedion's like, you should be proud of yourself because no one can do this. And Nynaeve's face just like being like, no more smile. And like her eyes, she conveyed like, this isn't right. I don't know why it's not right. I still am doing it. I shouldn't do it. Like she was really good emoting without saying a word. I thought it was awesome. Really,
Yeah.
really good acting.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the first, I can't remember the person who plays Moghedien. I don't know. This is like her first, like really like scene where she's kind of the focus. And I mean, dude, what do you have to say? I have to say, like, dude, amazing.
I've loved her from this
from the start, but this is the
from
first time you get to focus on her for like a whole scene where it's like it's her scene, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, wow. I remember writing that down. I was just like, Bjork is killing me right now.
Zoe. Nynaeve is Zoe Robbins. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Zoe Robbins. I mean, she was been great as Nynaeve since day one, and she got to really show it in the first season more than the second season. This scene right here is just fucking again, just it's seasoned perfectly. She's so good, and Moghedien, the back and forth between her and Moghedien is just, and it's you get some of that in the books. I think later in the Shadow Rising, Des, you're gonna get that once we get back to it. Moghedien and Nynaeve have a real rivalry in the books. And so to see that on screen, you know, manifesting, I thought was something, while it is different than the books, I mean, Moghedien does do something like this in the books to them. Very similar, almost identical. So to see that, you know, coming out and then to see it play out on their faces and Moghedien's like kind of fear about her resisting. And I thought this was, honestly, I think this was the scene of the whole episode. I thought it was awesome.
I just wanted to make sure she gets her props too. Leah Costa.
Dude.
Oh, she's so great.
As far as casting goes, the best Forsaken so far. Lanfear's great too, don't get me wrong. And, you know, the other ones, whatever, they're fine. She is just, like, I'm going to come all over myself villain. She's so creepy. She's so scary. She's unpredictable because she's obviously fucking insane. It's just, yes. Very cool. And then Egwene's stupid confrontation at Rand. It's like, what did, you know, like, you saw what was going down. Like, you really going to make him explain it? Just fucking dump him and go do your shit. Like he said, you don't want this anyway. You've got bigger plans. And, you know, like, what's he going to say? Yeah, I was fucking Lanfear. You know why? Because my soul's been in love with her for 3,000 years. And I'm 21. I was a little confused.
Yeah, he never said that either. Like, that was the one thing I wished he would have said. Just like, dude, I have known this woman through lives. So many lives. Like, cut me.
Yeah, I mean,
cut me some.
But I mean, that kind of sounds like apologist shit. But it's like the fact that that's kind of what they were like. Well, you were doing sex with her. Like, shit's way bigger right now.
Yeah,
you know, and like it's just like, I mean, I get why she's upset, but also it's just kind of like in this setting, in this world, in this show,
Well,
Like,
and we didn't. Again, something that I don't
your
feel
feelings
like
are hurt, Egwene.
they showed in the show enough was how much Rand was going to see her on purpose. Like I know they were
Yeah.
meeting in Teleron Riyadh, and I know she was definitely coming to see Rand in Teleron Riyadh, but I didn't get the sense that he was spending his nights looking for her. And like if even Egwene knows, like if Lanfear wants to see me in my dreams, she will. Like this is not a choice I have. Like,
Right.
am I mad that she's there? No, but I'm also not going to bed every night looking for her.
Right. I mean, she says in one of the other ones, like, you brought me here. So
that's true.
I mean, we don't really know. And I mean, if there's so many tropes, he'd be like, well, I'm trying to like get information and like, but I used to love her. Like, you could fucking go anyway with that, really.
Hey, Egwene, women be shopping.
And you know what? Men be making excuses for cheating. So let's get real. Like, just say what it is. You know what? She's my ex-girlfriend. Like, for 3,000 years, baby mama. You know what I'm saying?
And like, look at like, what was it, episode 3, when Perrin and Matt were like giving him shit, like, you're gonna act like you know what it's like to kiss someone besides Egwene, and Rand's like,
Rand's like, I've been banging this MILF for months, bitch.
Let's
go.
So yeah, I forget too that like Rand's whole life he's like, oh, I'm gonna marry this broad that I grew up with, and then in the first episode we find out that she's probably going to become a wise one and not be allowed to marry him, and now he's got Lanfear all up on his jock. He ain't kicking that off.
Well, and Lanfear acts like he fucking, whatever, invented sliced bread for whatever, for lack of a better term. Like, she obviously looks at him with some reverence, right?
Yeah.
Like, Lanfear is powerful as in her own right, as powerful almost as Lews Therin, but she still loved him and loved what he represented, and had a reverence for him, and it's coming through in Natasha O'Keeffe's performance for sure. But also her, what's the word I'm looking for? Her, like, I just want to like help Rand. No, the fuck you don't. Like, that's the thing with the Forsaken. And you know what?
Yeah.
In the book, she comes off that way too. She'll be like, she's playing both sides. She's like, well, I'd help Rand take over the world if he became what I wanted to be. And, it's like Anakin, like, we could rule the galaxy together and make things the way we want to be. And like, in theory, that's great. But does it ever really work out that way? Have you ever seen it? No, obviously. And what's funny is the last things I want to talk about is I want to watch it again. Not that it was bad, but the least interesting part of the episode for me was the last 5 minutes with Rand, aside from the little girl stuff, which we'll get to in a second. The book fight with Samael goes very similar. Rand dispatches him like it's nothing. I also am not convinced that Samael is dead.
Yeah. We don't see a body.
Well, you see him kind of buried in the rocks a little bit with his little fucking... Yeah, you do. Moiraine kind of glances at him, and you see it after she stops Rand channeling. You see that for a second, and there's a book character named Asmodean who was a Forsaken who gets defeated by Rand in a similar way, and then is captured by Rand, and Rand kind of forces him to teach him. Which I'm wondering if Samael, which would be kind of funny because Samael and him were like bitter enemies as far as like they were warring generals, but you get to see how much stronger Rand is than him.
Yeah.
That was the best part about that. Rand is kind of like, and like winking out.
Not even looking
at him. I mean, some people I've seen a few reactions that are like, oh, it's so awesome. But it's like, that was a little hokey to me. I'm not going to lie. That was almost like, dragon. That was almost Winter Dragon hokey to me. Like, I'm going to go travel up the stairs now because the lightning didn't look very good, and the fact that he just like, I mean, it should be a little more than that. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it was just like, there's some fucking dirt on you, bro. It's a Forsaken, like it needs to be.
I don't.
I mean, I get it. They're trying to give Rand's power scale.
Yeah.
You want to see it visually, and it was really cool when he was channeling and like how he didn't even look at him. I thought that was pretty gangster, but it wasn't like, oh my god, that was so dope. You know what was fucking dope is Avienda. I thought Avienda's part was way cooler than anything in that battle.
What did she do again? What was her part?
She comes in and she fucking like channels 2 flaming spears, throws one of them, then channels another one and starts fighting hand to hand.
Yeah,
that was fucking cool. I love that.
Is that a new thing for the TV show, or do Aiel wield power like that regularly?
No. Wise ones tend to be more like Aes Sedai, right?
Yeah,
they fight like Aes Sedai. For her to get like that is showing that she still is like a maiden at heart. But the fact that she can already do that with the one power says to me that she's been channeling a lot longer on, like being untaught, because she just whipped that shit out. And that was fucking dope. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was the coolest part of the scene. Egwene looked pretty cool, doing some channeling, but she gets kind of like cut real fast. It's like whatever, but that was pretty dope. But I thought Avienda's fight part was the coolest part of the fight.
Sorry, I'm right on that scene right now. That's why I'm staring at
and then the last really thing that I had to talk about it, and I think you've gotten to this in the books, Des, because we are in the Aiel Waste. There's the little girl in the Stone of Tyr that Rand basically tries to make live. Yeah. And he's channeling into her, and she starts like walking around like a marionette, and she's totally dead. This is kind of like a callback to that. Yeah. And Yosha did a great job in this scene, being like, I can create and I can destroy. So I thought that was a really good scene. Just on its own, it was a good enough callback to the books, and you get to see Yosha really like emoting and doing a really good job. So that was awesome too. And it landed enough because he had a few interactions with that girl. Yeah. Like in the books, he didn't have any interactions with the girls. So I almost, in a way, it lands a little bit better. Even though their interactions were a little corny, it's still like he knew this person, that he wants to live. It's not just some random person.
And he better go back and harvest her crops. He better keep his word.
That would be actually a really cool scene if you see him like next episode, just for a minute, just like cutting the. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, other than that, like that's kind of how Book Samael goes. His dispatch is pretty quick by Rand, so I'm not super mad at it. It was a little hokey. I feel like maybe he's not dead, and I really look forward to the next 2 episodes.
So that's what we're going to end on here. Okay, where does the season end again? What battle?
So I feel like the next episode is called The Two Rivers, and you're going to get a battle in the Two Rivers, and there should be Trollocs. There should be a lot of fucking Trollocs. I mean, like a fucking lot of Trollocs, because I saw them when they were working on the behind the scenes stuff, and they had a lot of Trollocs. And we're going to get White Cloaks. We're going to get battle in the Two Rivers. Other than that, bro, I don't know.
But where will
end?
Battle? Isn't there another? Where's Rand's final battle? He's not going to the Two Rivers in the next episode, is he?
Well, he's going to Al-Khair Dal.
Okay.
To proclaim himself as the Karakarn. Couladin is going to be there. I feel like there will be some sort of a battle with the Aiel there. How they're going to wrap up the stuff in Tanchico, maybe a battle for Nynaeve and Moghedien. Maybe we'll get some, we saw Mat hanging. Maybe we'll get in Snakes and Foxes at some point, like next season, if we get it. I don't know.
I know
we're going to get
talking about a battle somewhere that's probably going to, that ends book 4, and it's not the Two Rivers and it's not Tanchico. Isn't there?
Man,
Am I getting it
I don't-
mistaken with last season? With
I don't think so.
with where was the
Like I said, there is a bit of a
Oh.
thing that goes on at Al-Kir Dal, but there's something that comes in the 5th book of between Moraine and Lanfear. I just don't know if we'll get that this season. I feel like if we got a 4th season, we might get it at the beginning, but I just don't see.
so
I don't
Rand
see how that can happen. Where we're at right now, I don't see how that confrontation can happen. I don't.
So do you think
not in a way.
Rand and Moraine go to where Rand needs to declare himself. The ladies stay back to fight in Tenchico, and then Perrin and that crew fights. Is that where we end?
Yeah, I think was kind of cliffhangering with lots of stuff get left to get done. I think.
Wow.
I feel like this season is going to end on a lot of action and some cliffhangers because I don't think the storyline in Tenchico will be done. I think there will be a lot of stuff hanging in the balance for Matt. I think Rand declaring himself like Kara Karn and then like everyone else around him is going to have a lot hanging in the balance. I don't see how they're wrapping all this stuff up in the way it needs to be by like book 5-ish in these 2 episodes. But, obviously, I don't know, Rafe, I could be wrong. But there's a lot that needs to happen.
Because I pictured them all fighting their separate battles and then meeting up, which I know isn't supposed to happen in the books, but I think getting the band back together is going to be more of the show than it is the books. So I expect
it kind of seems that way. So, yeah.
Kind of fight their battle and then all go to one more place to end the season together. But now that we talk about it,
but where would that be? You know what I mean? I have no
I thought
idea.
you knew for some reason. I thought you were like, oh yeah, there's another battle in Falm or there's another battle in whatever.
Not really. Like I said, they all kind of in their own spots this season, and I have a feeling that they will all be like, yeah, at the end of the season, we're going to Tyr to try to get to the Stone of Tyr to get Kalandor is where I think that we will all kind of have our characters ending like we need to get there. Even Perrin's like, well, 2 Rivers is good. I got to go link back up with Rand. I got to go to Tyr. Matt's like, I got to go to Tyr. I think that's gonna, where we're gonna end. How will we get there? Fuck, man. I'm excited to see because I honestly like if they were trying to confuse book people, I don't know where we're going.
Yes. Let's find out together, everybody. Join us. I'm going to start playing our outro music. Justin, this is awesome. You got me to 90 minutes, and it didn't. It a couple of cocaine tales in the middle there, kind of bridged the gap, and now we're doing just fine. So thank you so much. I am so excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, next 2 episodes, I think they're gonna be good. Like I said, I've been pretty stoked for the season so far. So hopefully it continues.
2 more, baby, and then we watch it again. Light them up.
And then after that, we roast all 3 seasons.
Yes,
I'm ready for that because that's gonna be fun, man.
I'm kind of excited too because when I watch them, I'm trying so hard to. It's still just so much for me, even with all the book stuff I've read. It's still just like, wait, who was talking to who?
Bro, I've read all the books like 10 times, and I'm just like,
who was she talking to? So
Am I the Kara Karn?
I think it would be fun to put some silly, watch this through a different lens and just,
especially like me, could probably do one with the White Cloaks. They'd be fun.
Yeah,
because those guys hate everything, and then Jeremy could, join that. He could join their team. We could maybe get the editor on a few times to roast some stuff. It'll be fun.
Definitely
fun.
Awesome.
All right, man.
All right, log out whenever you want. I'm gonna play the music, and then we'll be done. I'll see you next week.
Yep. May you always find water and shade, nerds. Peace, favor your sword.
Everyone. I forgot to write down what I was supposed to say.
Hornbox, dagger.
Bring your babies.
What's with that fucking baby?
Thank the Light, the Wheel of Time podcast. Do yourself a favor. Tune in live on YouTube at What Sounds Awesome. Thursday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And check us out in real time. Get your questions and comments read on air or just be the first to hear us. If you can't be here live, please send your questions and comments to thankthelight@gmail.com. That is thankthelight@gmail.com. Until then, put your dagger in the horn box.
I am not average. I am not ordinary. I am a masterpiece. You know I
Desmond McNeese for We Mixed It, LLC. Go to whatsoundsawesome.com. And this is where the hilarious outtake would appear.